Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Bazati's NUFC on the World of Sport TV. Just going to do a quick little roundup video with Eddie Howe's press conference. It's the first press conference, talking about leading into a game on tomorrow on Saturday, 3 p.m. against Brentford. So excited for it because I'm going. I can't wait. The smile on my face tells it all. And I haven't done a press conference before, but just because we had Steve Bruce and his press conferences were absolutely shocking. But there's so much to go through in this one, so much to like about it. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Yes, let's get talking about it. But let's just very quickly, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you do enjoy this video and you do love Newcastle United and other clubs like Villa, West Ham, Southampton, all Premier League clubs, we've got a great roundup show on a Tuesday night. We've got a great golf show on a Monday night. We've got a wrestling show on a Saturday night. We've got yoga on Saturday morning. We've got the Villa shows on a Thursday. We've got a mental health show on a Wednesday. We've got a boxing show starting on Thursday. There's just so much on this channel. An F1 show on a Monday. There's so much to like about it. So if you do enjoy it, please hit that button, turn on the notifications for when the video gets loaded up or we go live, and join in through the live chat, because that would be absolutely amazing to get your views as fans. So, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. And the sponsor for the channel is FM by Claire. This is a great product. It's aftershaves and perfumes and unisex perfumes and aftershaves. Basically, it's so much cheaper than the real stuff, and it smells just exactly as the real stuff. They use a different oil in it, which allows them to copy the brand's smells, and you can get anything you want. So please use those contact details. Coming up to Christmas, so if you don't want your eyeballs pulled out by, getting really expensive perfumes or aftershaves that you would normally spend about 60, 70, 80 quid on. So even some of them are 200. You can get them from 16 to 26 pounds. So it's well worth contacting Claire about that and just basically get a price list and what we do. So yeah, so please look into that. So Eddie Howe's first press conference, and what a breath of fresh air. Just the way the bloke talks about football, the way he breathes football, the way, he knows how to address all these journalists, unlike what Steve Bruce used to do. So let's forget about Steve Bruce. He's in the past. He was shit. But we now have a man who we can all get behind, in my eyes. So I'm just going to go through some quotes that I really enjoyed from the press conference. So first one I want to talk about is Joe Linton. Obviously, he is a lot of speculation around him, whether he's going to become the player that the 40 million price tag suggests, or whether there isn't really a player there. We should cut our losses as quickly as possible. But from training, this is what Eddie Howe said. I think he can be a huge player for us. From what I've seen in training, he's tactical player with very good feet, and he's intelligent. Unlocking that talent and ability are the things I'm going to make assessments on. But he's got a big part in our future here. So straight away, giving the player the confidence, saying, you have a future. I can see what you've got, which obviously we can't because we've never really seen it. We've seen tiny little flashes of it on the pitch, but we don't see the training. So we don't know what he's doing behind closed doors. The fact that he says that he's intelligent means, is he going to play him as a number 10? Obviously, his favourite position we seem to have found is left wing. I don't think it is. I think a number 10 could be a possibility. Eddie Howe likes to play 4-4-2, likes two men up front. So Eddie Howe would, see Joe Linton as a big plus for the size of him. And if he's intelligent, he should be able to pick passes around and play lovely through balls for Wilson. So I'm hoping Joe Linton will grow into this player that the 40 million price tag suggested. If not, January's coming up. And if he can do a job till then, he might get the move that he wants, to a big four club that he wanted. But so let's just see what Eddie Howe makes of him and what he can bring out of him. And let's hope he's a success at last for Newcastle United. That's what we really want to see, because no one likes to see a player fail. We want to see him thrive, and we want to see him do his best. So that's Joe Linton. The next one for team news. All the boys except from Almiron are back from international duty. That's a shame, because Almiron, I think, has got a big part to play, and he's not really seen them yet, so he's not going to really feature. Dubravka played midweek, but it's his first game in a long time, so I have a tough call to make. We have Dummett out injured, but everyone else is okay. So Dummett's still an injury concern, which is a shame, because I think he's solid. But I don't know where you would play him. If Eddie Howe's playing 4 at the back, would Dummett really get in with Lewis's agility and pace? Richie seems to, with his work rate, seems to have that spot. That might change, I don't know. So it depends on the formation, really. But Dummett, for me, would have been good in a back 3, left side of it, of course. But we'll just have to wait and see when he gets back. But the big call is the goalkeepers now. There's a lot of people on Twitter saying, obviously, Darlow is a very good goalkeeper. I think he's a good goalkeeper, played above his level a lot of times for us and outshone what he can actually do. But Dubravka, for me, is the better goalkeeper. So if Dubravka is 100% fit, he plays. There should be any doubt about it. He should be back in the team. And unfortunately, that's the life of a goalkeeper sometimes. But Darlow's not a number 1. He's a good backup goalkeeper. Dubravka needs to be back in the team. So let's hope Eddie Howe makes that decision and makes the right one in our eyes. The next one is Eddie Howe on his 2 former players that he had at Bournemouth. So Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser. They had a good relationship in terms of the numbers they delivered. They're 2 great players individually, but I think, like any team, you're dependent on the partnerships in the team and playing in unison. We'll try to create that here. So that, to me, sounds like he could be favouring Fraser over maybe Almiron and Willock. Fraser really hasn't hit the ground running with us, but now with Eddie Howe in, they've had clear the air talks. We hope to see the best out of the little Scotsman, because he could be an asset, and he's an asset with his pace. And he did link up so well with Wilson at Bournemouth. So, would he be down the left or maybe down the right? Maybe swap him with ASM all the time, because ASM needs to be on the wings. Maybe that is something they're going to consider looking at. So that's very interesting. Eddie Howe on players and how they've responded to the trainings. This is obviously key because, as we know, Steve Bruce used to love to give them so much time off, and Eddie Howe's had them in nearly every day. So from what I've seen, they've enjoyed the training. We've covered a lot of our basic principles that we want to see the team deliver, so it hasn't been too complex. The basic fundamentals of how we play, I'd like to think you'll see tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow we're going to see the ethos of Eddie Howe and how he wants Newcastle United team to play. And we hope that's on the front foot, because, we've seen so much dire football over the years. And as much as I love Rafa, yes, there were times when we sat back and didn't really look to press on teams. But Eddie Howe's a different manager completely. So let's see what he comes up with. And I'm really interested to see what formation he plays and where he plays the players. So, and the other thing I was really impressed with, there was a training video sent out talking about recovery runs, and it was brilliantly done. He got 2 defenders to face 3 attackers, and he said to the third person, "You're the third defender, but you're out of position, so you need to get back in position as quick as you can. This isn't a jog, this is a sprint recovery run, and if you touch the ball, you'll get an extra point for your team." Now that was, to me, Steve Bruce would never do anything like that. And the fact we got a chance to see that and talking about how he looks to solve things, and if players are out of position or make a mistake, it's about the recovery. It's about getting there fast, getting back in position, and hopefully stopping a goal or stopping a threat. So, I'm really excited with how that came out. Eddie Howe on his first match feelings. So this is obviously a good one. I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm under no illusion about the current situation and what we need to do. Tomorrow is a massive day for the football club, and the atmosphere will be a brilliant thing for us all to experience. I don't think Eddie Howe is ready, to be completely honest with you, what he's going to receive as a reception. Bournemouth had a small ground, no disrespect to them. There was only like 11 to 14,000 there. There's 52,000 people are going to be in this ground, and most of them are going to be Geordies. There will be obviously their away contingency for Brentford. But, you're talking about a full house. Everyone is buzzing. We've now finally got rid of Ashley, Bruce, the backroom staff that Bruce had as well. Virtually everyone's gone now. So the cloud is literally almost lifted. As soon as we get rid of Charney, the better. But everything's just going to be absolutely immense on Saturday. It's going to be probably twice as good as what the Spurs game was. And I don't think he's ready for it. I think he's going to be shocked. I think he's going to love it. And I think he's going to rise to it. And I think he's going to get the players feeding off it. And, good things are to come. And yeah, really looking forward to that. So obviously we saw on Twitter the players were training at St James's Park as well. That was a good move, I think. It gives them a chance to see the dimension of the pitch, how it looks with his formation and where the players are. So it was for the staff to get used to the surroundings and getting players used to our match day warm-up. I don't think it does the players any harm to play in the home stadium and feel comfortable in that environment. So yeah, absolutely, totally on board with that. And like I say, it gives them a chance to look how the pitch looks with their formation and their tactics and how they like to attack, defend, and get everyone back. So yeah, really, really impressed with that. Eddie Howe on being the gradual process. So we tried to implement what we feel the players can grasp quickly and leave a few things for the future. It has to be a gradual process so the players aren't taken to the pitch overloaded with information. We all know footballers aren't the most intelligent people in the world. Some of them are absolutely thick as pig shit. Goes in one ear out the other. Titus Bramble always comes to mind when I say things like that, because Sir Bobby Robson always said one of the most gifted defenders he's ever seen. But when you give him instructions on a match day, you hadn't got a clue because it went in one ear and out the other. So very smart from Eddie Howe. He's had, a week and a half with the players, and he just wants to start getting things gradually into their system, into their memory and how things look, and not overload them. So a very smart tactic. And this is everything about what, obviously, Steve Bruce didn't do. We need the players to play in a natural way, but in the way that we want them to. I think that's a very delicate balance to get into, and that's where your training becomes so important, because everything should be done in the way that it becomes the norm for the players. So yeah, so it's a bit like darts. You've got your arm and your eyes, and there's not really much the stance. Darts is a repetitive sport, and once you get that repetitive nature and you start hitting that treble 20, you keep hitting it because your arm gets used to it, muscle memory. So that's what you sort of getting at here, is that you want the players that, on the training pitch, you would work on a formation, you would work on a play, you would work on, players being in the right place at the right time. So when John Joe Shelby picks up the ball in midfield, you shouldn't have to look for a player. You should know the player's already there. So the ball just gets moved quicker. And that's, I think, what he's trying to get there, is that, all the players will have their jobs, they'll know what to do, and they'll know where to be. So yeah, really impressed with that. First 10 days, the players have responded really well to what we've asked them to do. It's been intense, but I don't think we've overworked the players. We've tried to implement our philosophy and steady way of the shape and the team and the way we want them to go forward. So yeah, so just more stuff. Players are smiling. I think they're enjoying actually training again and being footballers. So let's see what happens. Eddie Howe's philosophy. So I'd like to think you'll see a team playing in the way I want them to, and in a way benefiting of what the supporters want to see. I like to think you'll see a team playing for the supporters, the badge, and doing the city proud. I mean, perfect. It's the right thing to say, isn't it? And even if it's the right thing to say, he says it with passion, and he says like he means it as well, which is what we've been missing for so long. Steve Bruce never said anything like that. Eddie Howe wants to play front foot football. We want to see front foot football. But have we got the players to do it? Only time will tell. But January's round the corner. We've just got to get these 5 games. We've got to get 7 to 9 points and give us a chance of staying up, and then giving us a chance in the January window to sign players that will take us further up the league. Safety is basically everything this season. It's not about getting top 10 or 12 or whatever. It's about staying up. It's as simple as that. So I've honoured my philosophy in a way and slightly tweaked it from previous years, because you have to evolve. I'm pleased with the work that we've been delivered. So everyone's been worried about Eddie Howe being out of the game for so long, but he's not stopped. He's been to European games, Champions League games. He's been to Man City and looked at Pep. He's been to Liverpool and looked at Klopp. Eddie Howe is a workhorse, and he is learning and learning and learning all the time. Something these old managers just don't do anymore. They have their one way of playing, and if it doesn't work, you get relegated. It's as simple as that, and that's what would have happened. Steve Bruce didn't want to change, and that's why he's going to struggle to get another job. Eddie Howe's adapting. He's always looking at new ways, new ideas, and that is why he will do well at Newcastle United, because he won't stop changing things. And when he gets something right, he'll just tweak it. And you've got to keep tweaking it, because teams get found out. That's what the best clubs do, like Klopp, like Pep. They find weaknesses and they exploit them. And then if you are doing well, they'll find a weakness that you maybe didn't see and they'll exploit it. Then you've got to learn from it and you've got to adapt for the next time, because if you play the same way, they already know how to beat you. So that's why it's crucial that we have a manager who's willing to adapt, willing to be forward thinking, and willing to do what it takes to win football matches. So we've got our man. The last one I want to pick on is I got absolutely slated for defending Jonjo Shelvey for so long. I know he's hard to defend at times, but the man has the ability that no other player in our squad has when it comes to passing the football. He can see things that no one else can see, and he can deliver it. And it's just getting the best out of him. So let's see if Eddie Howe can do it. And this is what he said. I knew how good he was having played against him, but when you work with him, you realize he's an incredible technician. He can play all sorts of passes, long, short. In terms of our philosophy, he's someone who'll be very important to us. So the way Eddie Howe wants to play football, he needs someone who can see those gaps, can open up doors, can be the key to unlock things and to keep the ball moving fast. But can we get Jonjo Shelvey running back? Can we get him defending? Can we eradicate these silly mistakes that he does? Those 2 yellow cards when he got sent off, pathetic against Spurs, should never have happened. That's what we've got to think about. Can Eddie Howe do that? If he can do that, we have a great Jonjo Shelvey again, and he will keep us up. And then in January as well, we know there's Van der Beek sitting on Man United's bench. We could get Mikel Mourinho, who we used to have. I would love to have him back. But we need Jonjo Shelvey now, and he's all we've got. So we have to get behind him. We have to get behind Eddie Howe, and we have to smash Brentford on Saturday. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I don't care as long as we get 3 points. But as long as we go out and play good football and steal those points, we will be in a much, much better position. So that's my press conference reaction. First one. Hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a comment, drop a like and share it if you don't mind. And please subscribe if you haven't. It'll be absolutely amazing to keep growing this channel. It's getting up to numbers that I never expected it would. I'm really enjoying it. And I would love to know your thoughts about Eddie Howe. So please drop me any message on Twitter, Bazza with a double Z, 080808. I always follow back and I'm always happy to interact with people. But till next, what we've got coming up. So I'm at the match tomorrow, so I'm going to vlog it. So we should hopefully see that on Sunday. It is my son's birthday on Wednesday, and he's having his party on Sunday, and I might be a little bit hungover after being to the match on Saturday. But I will do my best to vlog it as best as I can when I can. And I'm in a posh seat as well, so it'll be good to see how the other half lives. And then on Monday, we've got the F1 update. If there's a race, we've got Sweet Spot on Monday night as well. Premier League Roundup is back on Tuesday night. Mental Health will be back with a bang on Wednesday night as well. I think we've got Adam coming on, hopefully talk about trolls, talk about mental health and how it affects you when you're getting battered like you are on social medias for really just doing what you enjoy. It's not right. Thursday, we should have the Villa Park podcast, hopefully a new boxing show set up by then. Saturday morning, we should also have yoga from Linda, another video to get your Saturday off to a great start. We'll have another wrestling show, and then we'll have the Championship Roundup on Sunday because Championship football's back as well. So there's so much to look forward to, so much on this channel. Please hit that subscribe button, and please join the ever-growing YouTube channel. That is World of Sport TV. But I've been Bazza T's NUFC on the World of Sport TV. Have a great afternoon, and I really hope you've enjoyed the show.